Is inflation worse in Florida than everywhere else? It certainly feels that way, but there also may be some truth to it. Welcome to Dre's Take. So today the CPI numbers were released, and the good news is inflation has fallen to its lowest level since early 2021, being around 3%. Now that's great, as the Fed has been trying to move us closer to its target rate of 2% inflation per year. That's excellent news for the broader economy, the nation as a whole. And as far as housing goes, we're hoping to see the impacts on mortgage rates in the near future. Upon today's news, we watched the 10-year Treasury note tumble almost 3%, which is a positive indicator that we'll see relief in mortgage rates after they climbed to their highest level all year, coming in close to 6.8% just last week. So although that's great news for the nation as a whole and the economy as a whole, we've got a little bit of a different problem here in Florida. Florida has become the nation's inflation hotspot. Why is that? Well, simple supply and demand. I know you get tired of hearing me talk about it, but it is economics 101, and you can't talk about the economy, local or widespread, without talking supply and demand. Florida has a unique issue, both good and bad. Which do you want first? Well, the bad news is the mass migration into the state. And so simply put, with more people moving here daily, especially from higher cost states with more discretionary income, that's creating more demand, not just for housing, but for pretty much every good or service in the state. That's the bad news. The good news, or the catch-22, the other side of this is, that's also what's maintaining home values in the state of Florida. I guess you can't have it all. We can still rest assured that our home values are pretty padded and protected regardless of what's happening in the wider economy. My long-term prediction is that at some point it'll become too expensive here for a lot of folks, especially those who are stuck in the rent race, who didn't fix their living costs. And some of those folks will have to seek alternatives, new jobs, new places to live, and they'll be leaving the state at some point. And maybe 5 years from now, 10 years from now, I don't really know the answer to that. But whenever that occurs, we'll see some sort of rebalancing act as far as the cost of living here in the state. Now, in other news, we got the stellar MLS coverage area statistics. I want to put those up so you guys can get an idea of what we're looking at in the market. So it doesn't always just sound like Andre's talking out of his you-know-what, but he's actually following the data. And so again, here, the key metrics that you'll notice is new listings severely down, pending sales down as a result. Therefore, average price points are also still growing modestly. Same old story. Low inventory, home prices rising. Not at an accelerated rate, but at least they're not going backwards. Be sure to check out the weekly email if you want to look over the statistics more in depth. I'll definitely make sure that that image is in there. As for me, I've got a busy afternoon ahead of me, so I'm gonna get out of your hair, but I'll be back next week. All right now, y'all. Take care.